you cannot handle real work, reality talk, 80+ language, simply skip the video.
Day number 19. Still everyday recording. Still try to optimize every single day. At the moment, walking around over here, I'm doing my work from the phone, quote-unquote work. And like I explained before, everything what I'm doing now is from the phone, and I'm involved in multiple projects. And the vlogging thing is just sharing my journey, and also maybe this is also one of the purposes next to sharing all the mistakes that I made, the characteristics of people that you definitely should recognize and avoid, especially when you're a high level person of energy and that you hungry for growth and try to bring prosperity to the world somehow. But when it's about the telephone thing, when I see people in the tram, the metro, the subways, or even sitting next to each other in the restaurants and don't pay attention to anything, I think you could build a life. And probably I talked with several people, multiple people, tons of people, and I asked them straightforward, and I said, how many time do you actually spend on scrolling? One guy, and I think he's the top runner, but he was also honest. Not a lot of people are honest about it. Some people also probably very ashamed to even look at, because you can see it, right? The usage on your phone. But he said minimal every day, 5 hours before work, between work, and after work, and just when you go to bed. And the thing is, that is, when I say something, nothing is judgmental, but what I see, and I asked him the question, if you could spend, let's say, from those 5 hours every day, in the meantime I'm showing you around, if you could spend from those 5 hours every day 2 hours of targeted work, quote-unquote work, online, social media, building audiences, which I will show you as well later today, because I also want to start giving away, or at least presenting opportunities. I got a lot of e-commerce opportunities because I built tons and tons of audiences in multiple industries, which are pretty much they're not monetized yet. But I got, just to give you an example, I got a dog group, I got multiple dog pages also, and in total over 150,000 people audiences. I got products, print-on-demand products ready, but I'm looking for somebody, a young person who wants to do good, or an older person, doesn't matter, as long as you want to do good, not only for yourself but also for the people around you. Then this opportunity will be presented later today. If I forget about it, then send me a DM, because it will be about e-commerce, and I do have audiences in multiple industries, also in the mature and adult industries. So if you willing to put in some work, learn something new, add something new, which you can do all from your phone, you will get full guidance how to do it. You will get a percentage, I will get a percentage of the sales, you will get a percentage of the sales, and this percentage of the sales depends simply on how much work you put in, and your percentages will raise by the time. And the more in the beginning, I need to invest time to present the knowledge, I need to present how to do it, because that's also something. People can give you a working structure, a strategy. A strategy in general, that's what you buy when you buy a course, but you figure out the working structure that fits your life along the way, and that's what I'm doing for other people in general. So, interested in an opportunity to get an e-commerce, something that you can do from your phone, no stock, no nothing. We're not talking about drop shipping or anything like this. It's really communicating with people, so you will learn how to communicate in a proper way without actually sounding salesy, and or use all the so-called public available common approaches to people. You know, hi sir, how are you doing? You got 5 minutes? Great. fuck you. That's not how it works in my world, because I like to do my approaches are very humane, and first we build the audiences so we already know what they need, but we refine it by surveys and speaking to people. What do you think about what we did over there? What do you think about that? Not even presenting products, but along the way you will learn. So if you're interested in this one, then DM me. Just figure out, you can go to Dotcombaron, the website, mention the fact e-commerce opportunity. I am not looking for people who looking for quick fixes, because this will be, because like I said, I have the audiences, they're highly engaged. The Facebook groups do need some maintenance work, because there are hundreds and hundreds of posts that need to be approved. There are tons of chats around the Facebook groups going on. I want to add Instagram to it. All the content can be distributed to the Instagram accounts as real stories. So it is serious work, but let's assume that you also spend 3 hours a day on your phone. Even when you sit next to your wife, your children, your spouse, let's say you're a woman, you sit next to your man and you play with your phone looking for that new hot guy, or even maybe if you're into, we know where this goes. Anyway, if you're really interested to put in the work, growth is coming with pain. Never forget this. This is also what I really recognize from people. People have, let's say, the good ones. Let's say I would label them as good ones. Nobody is bad. But the good ones have a period of, let's say, between around 10 days. And I made up these numbers by actually studying the people that I provide value to. And I know this from the past 10 days, then it starts. I don't see the results yet. It is really hard. The way people already speak, it's really hard. You're fighting in a war, that's hard. You're getting beat up every day, that's pretty hard. You have to go somewhere when you're very young and you have to fight for your pillow, or people put bananas in your fucking face because they call you a little monkey. I would say that wasn't nice. But the thing is, who gives a shit? And the thing is, that's the people that I don't want. So when you reach out, tell me what you have done so far to actually make money. I do have an extra sympathy for people who did business ventures before and went totally broke. So they also probably understand that growth is coming with pain and investment of time, and there is risk involved. Contracts will be officially set up by Google Drive, sharing Google Drive files. So if things need to go to court, which I learned from the past, I was not a big fan of setting up contracts, because I always quote unquote believed in people, their real ambitions, their real talents. But those things will be set up. There will be video calls set to agree on that file, and that will be simply stored in the Google Drive, which can be used in court if necessary, but I never brought it so far. But for the people who are in, how does this work, where is the money going, those are details that can be discussed, and those will be all done the right way. What else about my vlogging journey? Since yesterday I tried to come the past, let's say 72 hours, talking a little bit about growth, that I'm also constantly busy with growth. And not only that, I also am dealing with adversity on a pretty high level, not only stalkers, also governments and all that kind of stuff, which will also be shared along the way. But like I said, I want to get quicker to the point, give people opportunities, so there's value, more value, faster value in my videos. And like I said, I had to find, from day one I said I have to find my voice. Along the way I asked feedback, and the feedback from the people who are actually doing something with their life, I'm listening to them. I'm also listening to the feedback from the people who say, nah, yeah, I love sleeping. I feel disrespected because I'm so lazy. Good for you. I still listen, but implementation is of course that will be considered. Always I'm very grateful for the fact that people try to help me out, but this is simply a level of you know, that I filter people on the level of let's say actions that they already have taken. I'm also listening to people, the stories, how emotionally involved are they in it, especially when it's about negative stuff. Are they getting very emotional? That is also the people that I'm keep a little bit on a lower rank. So when it's about the vlogging thing, I'm doing my best. This is opportunity number one. E-commerce, there are multiple audience that I want to do. I want to start with 2 people for the e-commerce platform. Again, it's an audience altogether over 150,000 people. There are designs ready to go. They need to be redesigned, blah blah blah, upgraded, added with nice quotes, and we start with print on demand, which is totally hands off when it's about stock. You never pile up piles of t-shirts, you know, so no worries about that. If it's something for you, just contact me. Me personally, I am very close to the Dotcombaron Stadium. I'm going to train over there. Catch a little bit tan because I want to start doing the training videos. I already said this before, but I want to speak about to optimize the vlogging things first. I want to mention one more thing. If you're into growth and live a life, you know, let's say of freedom, which I'm doing on a very high level, although some people really want to push me into the ground, those stories will all be revealed. Everything can be proven. Everything is time stamped, uploaded in the cloud at time of happening. Not only that, I want to go somewhere with this. Yes, when people judge me, see, I don't mind, but I want to share this to people also who are judged by, oh, you doing this very extreme or that. I would always say, fuck them. I'm telling you something. Now that the sun is shining, I sleep way less, and that's simply my body reacts on the sun like I feel like Superman. I cannot compare myself with Superman, but the moment that I catch a lot of sun, I get sun. I get so much extra energy. I slept also today 4 hours, and then I start working on my stuff, scheduling, doing planning what are gonna my sales talks, presenting opportunities to people that can be monetized, etc., etc. So when it's 8 o'clock and most people who have a day off, they roll out of the nest and then, you know, have to work for 2 hours on getting showered, food, then it's already 2 hours later, it's 10 o'clock. People like me, we already pretty much had a whole day of pam pam pam. We're also not going outside, smoking cigarettes, relax, put the knee of the foot over the knee and says no, they hard work. No, then we go outside, and now we're over here, it's already 12, so until 12, no, it's already later. But when people see me drinking beer, let's say around 4, 5, you understand I'm already 12 hours ahead. And around 4 or 5, sometimes I have a little moment, you know, like those birds, you know, your eyes fall a little bit. I drink a beer, I wake up, and yeah, that works for me. So when people see me at 4 o'clock, when they come out of work and they think, yeah, this guy is drinking every day beer, well, good for you. The thing is, don't label other people, and I'm also saying this to the normal people. Don't judge people. Don't try to put them in buckets or in cases. This is you, this is that, now you're this and that, you know, because people like to give other people labels just to justify their own bucket what they're in. Because this is another thing, and then I'm going to stop the video. People, let's say the wealthy people that I'm talking with, they never talk about negativity, never. They mention a situation that happens around their business. They never talk about negativity. Rich people, on the other hand, I've talked about this before, wealthy and rich people. And then of course you got the normal people who are very judgmental, but the rich people, you know, they talk about negative stuff. They're always fighting against time. They're always fighting about this and that, wives cheating, beep, bop. Wealthy people just move on and take care of business, and that's the whole fucking thing. Take care of business no matter what, and no matter how much you complain, you only attract more negativity. And even if you're a positive person and you go outside the normality of being positive, you know, you will get adversity on a level what I'm also dealing with. And the thing is, for me, I see it as something, the universe sends me constantly adversity, obstacles to get better. You know, and this is the same with relationships. You know, I hear men complaining about their women. You don't know, because I talk with a lot of people. I see that sometimes I stay just with a woman for extra few days just to observe where is this coming from. And I do understand many behaviors of people because I dealt with tons and tons of crazy people. But not only that, I'm never judgmental. I'm learning. So when I also have a breakup, I feel very bad. Of course, you get attached to a person, you put in the work, but you know, I always think like this, and everybody knows that talks with me after breakups, and I always say I will be just a better man for the next one. So let's close it for now. I think I already said a lot again, but I think I'm pretty much more faster to the point. The sun is a little bit over there. Let's see if you can see the Vitesja mountain. It's always a point of yay, it feels good, right? I'm going to the stadium. Let's move. So over here, Rakovsky Stadium again, finishing actually today a different routine where I'm actually every muscle group pretty much totally destroy, and I do from each double 5 or 1 times 5, so 5 very high pull-ups. And maybe that's nice because people who never visit my TikTok accounts, I don't know if you can get it with the with the GoPro like this. I would like to show it. Wait a minute. No, I cannot put the GoPro. I will put it on the phone. I will, if I don't forget, put a B-roll in it so you can see. And I still didn't start the series where I'm actually start speaking on the TikTok videos, but I did a lot of forward lunges and with touching the ground with the back knee and touching. If I bend the front knee, I touch the ground also next to my foot with the right hand. Like this, you get that extra extension. But yeah, I will put in those videos. Anyway, we now finished over here, and I want to sit down and I want to discuss some interesting topics. And by the way, if you were one of those very impatient people and you skipped the video a little bit forward and you missed the e-commerce, oh yeah, that's also something I need to talk about to show you that those audiences really exist. I won't reveal the name, and so people maybe can, people who, let's say the haters or whatever, that they start spamming my group, because the group is pretty clean from spamming. There's one group is a small audience, I think 12,000 or maybe 15,000. There's a lot of spammers in it. But I want to discuss this. If you didn't see the little bit introduction to it and what is necessary to be qualified, just check out the first 5 minutes or 10 minutes. And also don't forget to subscribe and follow and hit that notification bell, because this is not going to be the last opportunity for somebody who also wants to start working from the phone, because it comes with a one-on-one guidance. Like I said, I also only do 2 people in the beginning because I got tons of groups and audience that can and should be monetized. Why I don't do it by myself and hire just a person? Well, I'm gonna tell you my real intentions. I prefer, personally, it's for me not financially attractive. That's number one. Very transparent about this. Number one, that is number one. Number two is simply I want to reach a lot of people. That's number two in many countries. That's why I'm also start doing local projects over here in Bulgaria. That is another thing, because let's assume you're a non-stop scroller and then you start making money. You probably gonna talk about it. Probably not expected, not necessary. But let's say you make an extra, let's say in the beginning, €1,000. Probably gonna say, hey, this is working. And when something works and you don't need laptops and everything, you're probably gonna talk about it. Anyway, I do believe that people, no matter what you do, bad or you do good, people do talk about it. And I prefer that when I help people, that they don't talk bad about it. Do have other stories about that as well, will come, because I will also start talking about old and previous employees, which I of course hired because of goodwill, my dumbass low-level management skills, and go against my own, what my gut felt, but I followed my heart. Anyway, that will follow also. Anyway, we're gonna finish over here and then I will talk about it, and about the next topic, opportunities, value, boom, straight to the point, no bullshit. Is it going to rain? I don't know. Hurry up, ciao for now. Being snappy, one person is going back to the UK. I'm gonna give him some seeds for Bulgarian tomatoes. It would be it's symbolic for his personal growth, and also take a little bit Bulgaria into the UK. So anyway, you're probably gonna watch this, but the only thing you can do is just disappoint yourself. Me, you won't disappoint, but let's see. Okay, like always, everything is raw, unedited, uncut, a little bit only the transitions in between. Today I made the e-commerce thing proposition, the opportunity. Today actually I hanged up the phone with, and I'm going somewhere with this, that because people that I spoke to, everybody who I speak to, I always try to hammer on the fact that time is ticking. And let's say it like this, a lot of quote-unquote young people, they always like to make a little bit jokes or whatever. But no matter what, my age, from young age, I was already aware time is ticking, time is ticking. So I'm gonna say how it is. I cried actually 1 hour ago. I was talking with a friend of mine, and I could see that there's something wrong. And when you're in some kind of position, like you cannot enter countries or whatever, and you cannot spend time with this person, and for me it happened in multiple occasions. When I also had mentioned one situation, you know, when my father was dying, I could not I could not go back. But now I actually talk with one legend. I'm not gonna mention the country because everybody will know who I talk about. That made me think again that I have to get faster to the point, make less excuses when I say something, but also get faster to the point. But I want to mention the reality that I'm living constantly in, and that's why I want that other people succeed, that other people do better, and also faster than me, because I made so many mistakes that the ripple effect for a long time, and not in all areas, but some areas they still do, and
you know, when I talk with. And in the meantime, I'm looking for the end clip from Goodreads, a book thing. But you know, I really want to hammer on the time, no matter how young you are. Yes, you are younger, but think about this: if you're younger and don't give a shit about anybody else, or also have this, in Holland we call this, you got those horse things on the side, you only look straight forward, you don't pay attention what's happens around you. Because at one point also I made that mistake, only going forward, and then in the meantime people disappear, this falls away, and then in the end it's not about that you all of a sudden alone and that kind of stuff. But the thing is, open your eyes. That's advice that I really want to give. Yeah, I want to say so much, and I'm also a little bit confused at this moment, and it's definitely not because I'm drinking a little bit beer, because people who watch my vlogs, I do this every day. But also today, my day started at, I think today when I really start doing for something, trained at around 2 or whatever. So let's get in the fucking thing. Favorites, 13 books. Let's pick one. Yesterday, I know I repeat. Oh yeah, this is a beautiful one. This is a very beautiful one. But I don't have. So my one of the beautiful one is The Forbidden Keys to Persuasion, and that contains a lot of. Do I actually have snippets of this? No, I don't have snippets on this on Goodreads. So let's walk through it. I also try to keep it as natural as possible, everything. So I'm not preparing anything. I just jumped in this from actually crying for 30 minutes. I did cry. It's actually the first time since a long time. So yeah, I'm a little ashamed about that. Probably that's why I'm also looking like shit. So, oh, this is a very easy read. The Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale. And if you go on YouTube, The Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale. Beautiful. I got 28 highlights. I read the book, but also I watched it on YouTube. On YouTube you can actually listen to the book. Oh. Yeah, so one of the highlights, number one, it's free, and things that are given to us for nothing, we place little value on it. Things that we pay money for, we value. Let it sink in for a little while, in case you like to give away things a lot for free, like idiots like me. But not only that, but think about that. 6 steps that will help you realize. And by the way, again, this book, The Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale, and when you put it in YouTube, you can listen even to the book. So I'm not doing here copyright stuff. So 6 steps that will help you realize success. 1. Set yourself a definite goal. 2. Quit running yourself down. 3. Stop thinking of all the reasons why you can't be successful, and instead think of all the reasons why you can. 4. Trace your attitudes back to your childhood and try to discover why you first got the idea you could not be a success, if that's the way you've been thinking. 5. Change the image you have of yourself by writing out a description of the person you would like to be. And 6. Act the part of the successful you have decided to become. So that's why I'm gonna tell you about the last one. I have very strict rules towards behavior when it's about in public. So, for example, and yeah, there's some of the people who know me from before 40, they know I acted like a fucking animal sometimes. I know, but there was also a reason for that, not to use it as an excuse. Okay, so act the part of the successful person you have decided to become. So what I really live by is are the gentleman rules. So, and if you're watching, and I know you're watching it, you know, today when we're sitting on a terrace outside an establishment, and the person that I was with pulled out a little bit food like this, a little bit misère, a little bit snack for the beers that we were drinking, or the beer that we were drinking. The thing is, it's not only about the respect towards the business, but also the fact if you already do something, act something in a sneaky way, you know, so you don't put it on table and you just eat it, you know, there is already something wrong. And he actually told me also something, because we had a bar, so we know also about these incidents that people come in with bottles and they pour it sneaky way. The thing is, it's not about getting caught by the owner of the establishment, but also when the moment that you do something in a sneaky way, yeah, maybe when you're young and wild, you're not gonna think about it too much. But when you get older and maybe also want to develop, and again, my videos are not for the people who just don't give a shit about anybody else. If you don't give a shit about yourself and other people, and the people that you actually love about, then these videos are not for you. But when you start becoming more aware of the environment, you maybe start respecting a little bit more. But also when you do something wrong in those environments, you're the person who has to look at yourself in the fucking mirror. And then you might think, yeah, yesterday I succeeded. In what? Pouring vodka in your beer like this, or whatever, or eating. See, and even if you would not talk to yourself like this, and at one point in your life you will ask yourself, why went everything to hell? See, for me, for my personal thing, I'm just jumping very quickly. Why did your life went to hell multiple times? Now, well, my ambitions were way higher than my talent, and I was always trying to make a lot of people happy that I shouldn't make happy. Is everything that out of my goodwill? No. I also try to take shortcuts. So, but every time when you do something wrong, let's assume that you believe in something that the universe gives and returns. Karma, God, I don't know what you believe in, maybe other things. But if you do believe in those things, you're not the person who has to live really with your minor things, but also it ripple effects. But only also when you would consider things like these are minor actions, this doesn't matter, that doesn't matter, but it adds up. Tick, 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 tick. It adds up. See, and then you go to a place at one point you would say, okay, this is not the point in life that I want to be. And then you have to be very realistic to yourself. What did I do wrong? Where did it go wrong? Not to regret things, live with it, do it better, and then move on. That would be my counter thing on this. Act the part of the successful person you have decided to be. So there, and let's do one more. Oh, this is a beautiful one, and this I do think that makes a lot of people feel very, makes you very comfortable. Snippet, and you can find it on 47% of the book, still on my Goodreads account. It's been established that creative people are intelligent, but conversely, intelligent people are not always creative. Think about it. Again, the name of the book, The Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale. You can do it on YouTube, and you can find the book over there. You can find the snippets in my Goodreads. The link is down below. I got 28 highlights. I call them snippets, highlights, and look at them and try to do better than me. That's it for today.